Well, thank you, Jesus. I'm glad to be here with you.
Man, I'm glad to be here with you. Awesome.
All right. Today we are here with Pastor Jim, the one and only. You already know him. I'm sorry. Bishop Kilgore. I'm kidding. I'm still getting used to it.
But, Me too.
But yeah, I'm so excited to be with you here today, and just want to talk about all things IMA's Home. There's so many new updates that I'm sure everybody is excited to hear about. So just kind of take it away. Like, what's happened recently? What are you excited about?
Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me. I love this. Love doing this podcast. Of course, I love talking about IMA's Home. That's my heart. And with the transition that's taken place at the church over the last couple of months, I've really felt my heart, my spirit, everything shift, and so I'm 100% IMA's. Even though I'm preaching at Life this coming Sunday,
nice.
or whatever, whenever this airs, I've preached this Sunday. But yeah, IMA's is doing great. Just yesterday, we got a brand new little boy. He had been abandoned at a church. Whoever the mother, I'm sure, or the father, I don't know, left him on the front door of the church, and he obviously was only a couple of hours old, had not been cleaned up from the birth. The umbilical cord was pretty jagged, cut, and they took him straight to the hospital. He spent about 7 days in the hospital. And yesterday he arrived at IMA's Home. His name is David.
Oh, my goodness.
And now we have 3 baby boys. We have Kurt Russell, who is almost a year old. And then we have Angel, who we had a couple of months ago. He's now, I guess, about 4 or 5 months old. And now our newborn David. So it's pretty fun.
That's
a lot
awesome.
Of great things happen. 145 children.
I was just about to ask, yeah.
Yeah, 145 children right now.
Crazy. Yeah. So has that been 145 constant? Or has there been some like ebb and flow as far as like people leaving, coming back?
We've grown. We've grown since the beginning of the year. I think at the beginning of the year we were around 130, 128. So we've just been steadily adding kids, and that's our goal, is to continue to grow. We want to grow as we can take care of them. We want to make sure we have the right staff and all the things in place. So we're constantly looking for good people to hire, and we're hiring them. And as we hire new people, then we are able to get more kids and bring more kids in. So our goal is 300. It may take us 4 or 5 years to get there, but that's the goal.
What are you talking about? 4 or 5 years? I feel like that's going to happen in the next 6 months.
Well, if I could hire the people, we could get it done in 6 months, but it's hard to find good people.
Yeah. Well, lots of things to kind of pick up from there. But I know that the IMA's Home staff has to watch this at some point. I want you to take a little time, if you don't mind. I want you to brag on anybody that's on the team.
Well, it's hard to pick one out because, my goodness, we got such an incredible staff. And there's levels. There's the social workers, and the social workers we have are amazing. I was just there. Actually, I've been there 3 times this year so far. And just watching them work, watching them help the kids, watching them take the kids to doctor's office or dentist office or school, all the things that they take care of. I'm just amazed at the level of care our social workers give. We actually have interns that come from another college, and they stay with us for about 4 months. They come from it's about a 3 or 4 hour trip for them, and then they have an apartment they live in. And I met with them just before I came home last week. And I told them, I said, look, I've seen a lot of social workers come through IMA's Home. And what I've found is that some social workers only want to do paperwork, and some social workers really care about the kids. And I really challenged these interns. I said, make a difference in the life of these kids. Get your life and help them, and don't just concentrate on the paperwork. The paperwork is important. Casework is important. We're all about casework. We're constantly doing that. But those social workers make such an impact on the life of those children, and I'm so thankful. And then the next level is just our house parents and the people that take care of the kids, throughout the day. And man, I've just got such a great team, men and women, that just work so hard, and you can tell they really love the kids. They're really making a difference in the kids' lives. And I've got some that have been with me for 12, 13 years, almost from the beginning. Wow. And they work so hard. And then, of course, there's the drivers, the cooks, the cleaners. We just got a great staff.
Yeah.
I'm really thankful for it.
How many total right now?
I think altogether we have 23 full-time employees. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, now catch me up on the building. I know that our American dollars go over there. Just to kind of like recap on that for people that have forgotten. I've already forgotten.
Well, right now our dollar is very strong. We're getting around 57 pesos, Filipino pesos for a dollar. I have seen that down at 47. So we're like significantly up, 20% up. So when it's like that, we want to take advantage of that. We're building right now. We're building a building that is going to be a vocational school, technical school, and we're just adding on to the front of one of the buildings that we already had, adding classrooms, so that our kids that grow up there that maybe they're not going to go to college or a university. We want to have something where they can continue their education so that we can make sure they have a great career. So we're going to offer things like, cosmetology.
Whoa, cool.
For guys, hair cutting.
Well, I know Ray was helping out with some construction there for a bit.
Yeah.
He was telling me what he was helping out with, so I went and got him some shoes. And
yeah.
So is that part of it, or is that just
we're gonna have carpentry, we're gonna have welding, we're gonna have computer work, driving school. So we're partnering with a Filipino nationwide group called TESDA. They have vocational schools all over, so we're partnering with them. They'll be sending us teachers. We'll hire the teachers, but it's not only for our kids. We're really opening it up to the community. So I'm thankful for that. I think it's going to be a big next step for us.
That's awesome.
Another thing we're going to offer is cooking, baking, and so of course a lot of the kids are really excited about that.
I know a lot of the kids already help with the cooking, and I don't want to call it the catering there, but they're cooking for a large amount of people.
Yes, they are.
Are we just going to keep going with that, or is that going to be like part of the school? How many
It's going to be part of the school. We're having 3 classrooms, but right next to that we have the open air garage, so that will be used for like welding and carpentry work. So that's really like a 4th classroom. And then we have the computer lab that's right there attached to it. So that's like a 5th classroom. And then the kitchen, which we're going to redo and get all the modern things that we need for a cooking school, baking school. So altogether, we're going to have about 6 classrooms there that we can offer. And I think it's going to be really great.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited to see that go up. And again, our goal is to take the child. And of course, through the casework, we're trying to reconcile them with family members, aunts, uncles, if that's possible. We just had some of our kids reconciled to their family after, I think, 7 years, and we're so happy. I was able to see them when I was there. They came for the weekend for services, and I was able to see them. They look great. They're very happy. So anytime we can do that, we're all for it. That's our purpose. Or to get the children adopted or placed in a foster home, whatever that looks like. But unfortunately, there's a lot of kids that'll never be able to do that. They're not going to be adopted. They're not going to be reconciled. They don't have family to be reconciled to, or their family is not able to. And so as we take them, raise them, educate them, at 18, when they become adults and legally they're no longer part of the system, we're not just going to say, okay, bye. We're with them. We're working with them. And our plan is to, help them to become good citizens of the Philippines. That's what the Lord promised me. And I feel like I see that happen. Josh, the 3 girls that graduated last year. Mm-hmm. I'm so proud of them. They're all in college. They're all doing great. Rhea Joy, or Ia, as we've called her all those years, is studying civil engineering. She's doing great. And then Andrea is in social work, and Cherry is in education, and they're all doing great. All made good grades on their first exams. I'm just really thankful, and to see them come through everything that they've come through, and to see God help them break all of those chains of poverty, of abandonment, of hurt, of all the things that they went with, and to see them become the young ladies they are is just amazing.
Well, that's awesome. I'm sorry to cut you off. I was going to
go ahead.
No. I don't.
This coming year, we have 5 more graduating, and they all have high aspirations, and I'm really proud of them.
Man, that's awesome. Yeah, I got to see them just for a moment before they headed out to school. Their school schedules are a little different, but what I was going to ask you is about your tour that you went on just a bit ago. How did that go?
It went awesome. So again, with me being able to kind of move away from the day-to-day pastoring. My son Bo has taken that, and I'm thankful for that. I've been able to visit churches. So just a few weeks ago, I went on a tour. I visited about 8 different churches, like during the day, go sit down and talk with the pastor. But it was amazing. I got such great reception and acceptance of what I'm doing. As a matter of fact, 2 of the churches that I went to said we want to send a team next year, and so I'm talking with them. They're going to be sending a team to IMAs, and I feel like that once they get there and see everything, then they'll become partners with us, which is what we're needing. We want to grow to 300 kids. We need it. It's a little different for me, Josh, because it's hard for me to ask for money. But the way that I feel about it is if I can get people there and they can see it like a pastor or a church team, then I know, hey, they're going to support it because they're going to fall in love with it.
Oh yeah, it's one thing to see it, from a picture or even from video, but to experience it and to experience all the relationships that you build and to see the need. Like I've told numerous people, it's just a couple seconds there with them is so valuable and is so life-changing for you and for them. And it's just wild to kind of see that and to be in that position, but also to see how blessed and how great of a culture it is there, and just how God has just kind of done his thing with the kids. Like you mentioned a second ago with the older girls, how you just love seeing them develop into this beautiful, into these beautiful ladies, and just to see that the chains break off of them.
Yes.
It's night and day.
It is.
Going there.
I give you a great example. Just this morning, we have a big team over there right now from our church, about 15 people. And just this morning, one of them sent me a text, and they told me, Pastor, I've never told you this, but when I was a child, I was placed in a home. And he said, I hated it. It was, I couldn't hardly bear it. And he said, I really had a lot of wonderings how it would be at IMAs. He said, but it's so much different here. He said, there's so much love here, and the kids are so amazing. And so I'm thankful for that. We've really worked hard to build a culture that was where the kids felt like they were at home, not at an institution or not locked up for sure. We've tried to give them all the freedoms that we can. When the kids turn 16, Papa Jim gets them a cell phone. We take them on trips. We take them to the mall. We do everything we can to break that thought in their mind that they're in an institution, and we say family forever. That's what we believe, and that's why we want to help them even when they get out of our care. Even when they're adults, we're still a part of their life, and I think that's important. So thank you for saying that.
Absolutely. So tell me about your recent travels to the Philippines now. Your entire schedule is now different.
Well, I've been 3 times this year, and I've had great trips. I've had some friends go with me, and that's been really great. I've always enjoyed taking people and introducing them to IMAs. I've taken some people that I introduced to IMAs in February, and the doors that are opening through that visit have just been amazing. I can't talk about it yet, but there's big things that could happen, and so I'm looking forward to coming back on the podcast and saying this is taking place and this is taking place. Right now, it's all in the works, and so we're gonna see how all of that plays out. But this last trip that I went, I just went by myself, and it was nice because I was able to really concentrate on some of the business things that I needed to take care of there. We visited colleges, cooking schools. We're trying to build these relationships where our kids can attend, but also where we can have employees come from, like these cooking schools and the colleges, the psychology department, the social working department. We visited with a lot of different groups of people. We met some incredible pastors that we want to partner with their worship teams to come to be a part of Ima's home, and to help our kids develop in their worship and in their leading. And it was just amazing. I mean, we went to one church in Manila, Favor Church, and I took probably 25 of our older kids, and the Spirit of God was so powerful. Our kids just worshiping the Lord, it just filled my heart. And then we also connected with a local church, the Rock City Church there in Angeles, and we attended their service also. Just amazing pastors. And actually, the pastors from the Rock City Church came and ate dinner with us at Ima's, and we got to show them everything.
Nice.
So I'm really thankful for that. It was also good, and I love taking guests, but it was also good for me not to be the host, and I could just go back to be Papa Jim.
Yeah.
I was there with all the kids by myself, and every evening just was able to spend time with them, and I really enjoyed that. I made up my mind that, at least a couple of times a year, I need to have 2 or 3 weeks there where it's just me and Nancy with the kids. And so we're working to make that happen.
I completely understand that.
Yeah.
Love the season I'm in currently with work and having a better work-life balance, but it allows other things to kind of get prioritized. I was telling you a second ago, excited about this Bible study that I'm starting, but not to get too much on that. Tell me a story about one of the kids.
Well, the kids are constantly amaze me. The creativity, the expression that they have. When I was there this past time, one of the girls brought me a song that she had written, and I don't know anything about songwriting, and I don't know that flow would even work in a song. But what I saw in those words was such a depth of love for God and worship. I was really amazed at it. And then another one painted me this beautiful picture. Of course, I'll hang it in my office with the other 70 pictures I have hanging in my office.
Got to have a big fridge.
Yeah. But man, it was just so beautiful to see the expression of their gifts, their talents, their thoughts, their emotions, and it was just amazing. We do have one little girl that's going through some pretty serious treatment right now. She developed a cyst on her neck, and I've never heard of this, but it's some type of tuberculosis of the neck, of the lymph nodes. And if I'm saying that right, I hope I am. But she's on some severe medication, and so my last report is she's doing good, and it's something that she just has to go through. And then once she finishes this round of medication, they'll go back and check and see if everything's all right. Could be some surgery to have to remove that cyst. When I was there last week, I asked her how she was feeling. She told me she was in a lot of pain with it. So praying that all that works out. But, that's just part of it. When you have that many kids, you're going to have issues. You're going to have things that you have to pray about. And thank God we have the ability to pray and trust Him, and we know that He will see us through. Amen.
Absolutely.
So a lot of good things happening with those kids.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Actually, one of them messaged me today, John Jay, and he was telling me, Papa Jim, I got above 90 on all of my grades in my exams. I was so proud of him. Yeah. Hey, I've got a question for you.
Yeah.
Listen, last year it was so cool because you and Michaela came to Ima's home with Tate. Was it last year or was that this year?
No, it was this year.
This year, wow. There's a lot of things happening.
True. That was in February.
Right. So I absolutely loved how Tate interacted with the kids and how the kids, man, he was the rock star.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Well, all the kids are like dark brown with brown hair.
Yeah.
And then you have this like little white boy with, blonde hair. Oh, man. He was a celebrity for sure.
Yeah.
He didn't quite love the attention.
Yeah.
Because, here in America, I feel like the culture is, give them some space. For them, it's not that way. It was immediate, utter immersion.
Yeah, I saw a couple of times when people were trying to pick him up or hug him. He's like, no, stay back.
Oh, man.
But, it really amazed me how well he adjusted and adapted to being there with all those kids.
Yeah, I mean, he loved it. He honestly did. I think it's just he was 2 at the time.
Yeah.
And he's still kind of regulating those emotions. Because like he would wake up and first thing he's like, I'm gonna go play with the boys. And so, obviously we're gonna let him eat and then go down the stairs. And we were like, the stereotypical parents watching from the window as he's going down the steps, and then he like goes and meets him. And he's like, "What's up, y'all?" Giving all the posture and everything. It's so funny.
Does he still talk about?
Oh yeah, he says Ima's kids all the time. He's like, "When are we going back to Ima's home?" And we're of course watching the videos that Tito's posting. Well, I recorded it. Did a little vlog of the last time. So he watches it ever so often. So I think that helps jog his memory as well.
I love that. He's the first kid that's ever gone over there.
Really?
Oh yeah. And I took my kids, but I think, Lace is 25. So the first time we went, she was 12, so she was older, of course, but she's been several times since then. I'm looking forward to the day I take my grandkids.
Yeah.
They're all a little young right now. Of course, too, but when the parents are able to go, they'll take them. So I'm looking forward to them seeing that. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, it was wild because I've told a lot of people like he would explode or have these explosions, and it was like parenting under a microscope. My wife's over here, so I'm looking at her ever so often. If you see me looking off, I'm looking at her to see what her reaction is. But it was just kind of wild because these kids don't have parents. So there was a time that I was we were wrapping up the night. And just having to get him to understand that, these kids don't have a mommy and daddy, and having to explain that to him.
Yeah.
And he's kind of like, wow, just
wow,
taking it in.
It's a big deal.
And because he was just overstimulated as a 2-year-old. He was almost 3 at the time, but he's 2. He's going to lose it sometimes.
Yeah. That's what 2-year-olds do.
Right. So just kind of
sometimes that's what adults do too.
Yeah. So we were.
Yeah, I appreciate the fact that y'all took him, and of course, that was Michaela's first trip, also, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. Wow, you guys obviously you've made such an impact the years that you've gone. The kids love their Uncle Josh. Looking forward to the time you can go back, and then just taking your family. That meant a lot to them. Those kids loved seeing Tate. That meant something to them for him to be there and for them to get to play with him. That was awesome. Pretty awesome. Yeah.
That's awesome. One last thing before we go. That's what it was. The last thing. Tito just came into this new position as, what is it called? I'm sorry.
It's the outreach pastor.
Cool.
Of outreach. Evangelism. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is like the first big trip that he's taking this group, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Cool. So what is, he's going to be coordinating more of these trips.
Yes. So I want, I'm hoping that Tito will be able to put together a team every year that will go. And of course, that's as long as there's interest. So if people want to go, they can talk to Tito, get on the list. And we definitely want to send people. One of the things we're doing, Josh, is during the COVID, the Philippines was maybe one of the most drastic lockdowns in all of the world. It was so strict. And we had a church, but we had to shut down during COVID. We couldn't do it. So we haven't had a church since then. We've had, of course, every week we have our chapels and all that for the kids. But in February, we're going to relaunch our church for the community. And so, one of the things that I'm hoping is that when people go over there, they'll be able to, participate in the church and help there and serve there. And so I'm excited about that. I'm excited about the fact that the kids are going to have a place where they can invite their friends to come to church with them and develop a youth group. Instead of just being at Ima's home, there's a actual church group that they can be a part of. So as I took the kids to these churches, the last couple of trips I've gone, I really started talking to them. I had a meeting with all of them that are already on the worship team, already are helping. And over the next couple of months, we're going to start developing those teams. And it's kind of cool because we're developing our leaders out of the kids that have grown up at Ima's home.
That's awesome.
And of course, I have some of my staff members that are helping too. And Sheenie, I don't want to go through a podcast without talking about her. She's amazing, and she's obviously going to help it. And she's coming to the U.S. She'll be here the last part of September and almost all of October, so I know she'll want to get with y'all. So she's going to be visiting different churches and promoting Ima's Home, and I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
But we're launching the church. It's Life Church Philippines, and so that's something that's really exciting. I'm really thankful for that. It's thankful to see the kids step up. I had so many of them come to me, and Papa Jim, thank you so much for caring about this. I'm ready to serve. I want the Lord to use me. I really feel like over the last couple of months, I've seen God really call some of these kids to leadership, and I believe that God's going to have some of them that will be pastors and evangelists and worship leaders, and so I'm thrilled about all of that is taking place and about the possibility of all that's happening. But yes, Tito is going to be taking a group, and any group that wants to go, we want to facilitate that. There's some checks that they have to go through, some screening. We're careful on who goes with our kids. There's rules to follow, but our kids at Ima's Home, they love guests coming. They love to spend time with them. They love to interact. And when a team goes over there and just pours out love and shows them attention, it makes a big impact. It helps them catch some things. There's a lot of things that you are taught, but there's important things that you catch. You catch attitudes. You catch faith. You catch hope. You catch positive outlook of life. And that's what I love is when we have teams that go over there and these people pour into them, and it changes the attitude of the kids. It changes the way that they look at things. And I'm thankful for that and looking forward to the church launching. With me being, the bishop or whatever I am now, I'm going to have plenty of time there. As a matter of fact, next year I'm planning on being there February, March, and April. I'm planning on staying for about 2.5 to 3 months, depending on how long my wife will let me stay over there with me because we have our grandkids. So we may have to come back and go back and forth, but hey, starting next year is the year that I'm going to be spending a significant amount of my time in the Philippines. And then when I'm home, I want to spend time at churches and promote and help. And I'm taking a great group of pastors this coming year in February. And so it's cool. Good things are happening.
That's awesome. So I know there for a bit, whenever you were full-time at the church, Cindy was your Donna, should I say, if anybody's ever watched Suits.
Yeah.
That's a great show.
I haven't watched it, but I'll have to now.
She was, your right hand. Is there anybody that's kind of helping you out on the, the behind the scenes kind of?
Well, so Cindy is still
cool.
She's still right there helping me. When I go into the office, she's there. She helps organize my everything. She's actually at Ima's.
Her first time with Jay too. I didn't even know he was going.
And they're having a great time. They text me yesterday, and they're having a great time.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So Cindy's helping. Of course, Jeannie Horchuk still works for us, helps with Ima's, and then I just got a lot of people that just are concerned and taking care of the kids. Marty and Marion McKnight just. Really have become, almost the right hand for getting things done, of going and helping. And, you and Michaela going and pouring time in with the kids. Rodney and Erica Green, they're going back at the first of the year. The kids love them so much. It's really cool to see people go back time and time again and develop those relationships with the kids and see the kids grow. So that's cool. Another thing that we're doing, and what a incredible coincidence of meeting this guy this last trip. There's a motorcycle track back behind Ima's. It's a dirt bike track.
Yes, I've seen that.
So one day I went over there and I just took some of the guys. They were having like some type of event. And so we were sitting there, and this American guy walks up and said, "Hey, there's 2 Americans here." And he introduced himself, and he's a guy that lives not far from me, not far from Ima's. I think he's originally from Ohio. And so we got to talking, and I told him, I'd really like to put in a pump track. You know what a pump track is? It's one of those bicycle tracks for like BMX,
okay.
Bike racing. It used to be big in the States. It's not, but it's big in the Philippines. Can you believe that in that little village of Winslow-Saso, which is right there, the number 6th rated pump track rider, BMX rider lives in that village, village, 6th rated in the world. Yeah. So
Whoa.
I told him, I said, I'd really like to put in a pump track. It's just something for the boys to do.
Yeah.
Boys have got a lot of energy. They need to do something.
Oh, they have a ton of bikes too.
And they do. And so he said, I can do that. So he came over, we laid out an area. And, the biggest issue is getting the right equipment. Here, if we want a Bobcat, we can have it here in a couple of hours. We can rent stuff like that. It's difficult to rent equipment like that in the Philippines. So we're checking on that. But if we can get the right equipment, in November, I'm going to put in a pump track and buy a couple of bicycles, helmets, and just I'm excited about that.
Yeah, wow,
something for the boys to do.
I'll be on that for sure.
Yeah, we are expanding the pavilion at the girls' campus. We're building out what is going to become an early learning center for like our preschool and for the neighborhood preschool kids. And Jess Brooks made a great, just generous donation in honor of his mother who passed last year. So we're building that, and that's going to be a great thing for our younger kids just to get into a classroom type setting, and then for the community. And then, of course, in the evening, that space is going to be such a blessing for the kids. We're also building a workout house for the kids, for the boys, where they have weights and, barbells and punching bags and, one of those courses where you climb and all that, rope course or whatever it's called. So we're building that. I'm really excited about that. Yeah, because I want the boys to use that energy that
Absolutely.
they have, and they have the energy. So we want to direct it somewhere where they can be productive and they can build up their muscles and gain confidence. And so,
being a boy dad, I saw this one post a while back where they were just encouraging parents of boys to run them to the point of exhaustion, and then it's time for their nap. Yeah, as much as we can, we get Tate to go outside or go do something active with them.
Yeah, that's important. That's important. And because our kids, I mean, there's 80 boys, and we have to be careful where they're going and what they're doing. So we're trying to give them something that gives them a little bit of freedom so they can go and expend that energy, and it will, of course, help develop them. We're also looking. We're trying to hire a new cook. Keep the people that we have, but hire someone that is, really understands nutrition and up our game in that area as far as what they're eating. Kids eat good, but we want to make sure that they're getting everything that they should. And another thing that I failed to mention is because our kids come with so much trauma, and some of them come with real difficult things. We've finally been able to find 2 therapists. One of them is coming on Saturday. One of them is coming on Sunday, and they're targeting some of the kids that have really struggled with emotions and sadness, depression, and well, I shouldn't say depression. I don't know that any of them have gone into depression, but they've gone. They're just sad. They're missing things. So I'm really thankful, and that started last week. I'm anxious to start seeing the results of that, of them being able to minister to the kids, talk to the kids. Of course, our therapists are based on Christianity, and so I'm excited about that. So, yeah, I really feel like we're at the tipping point of just amazing things happening for Imus Home. Just the doors that God has been opening the last couple of years, and the big one that I mentioned earlier. I can't talk about it yet because I don't.
Yeah, I'm excited for what that is.
Yeah, it's but I'm believing that one day it's going to happen and it's going to be amazing.
Nice,
great things.
Yes, sir. Well, Pastor, thank you so much for your time and for catching us up. I know there's lots of people that are excited to hear about this and just kind of catch up with you. So thank you for coming on. Next time, I'm excited to have Tito and some people from the team that are there currently at Imus Home and get their their first experience, conversations. I'm just really excited about that.
Me too.
Thank you to everyone who loves Imus Kids.